What's up, Golden Frying Pan people? Welcome back to the kitchen. I hope you guys had a good week, and I'll get it out there. I have a goal for this video. I know the title of this video is goallessness, but this video will be one full Minecraft day, which is it's already started and it's making its way. So I just wanted to get that out there because something I've realized when talking and making these videos is a big problem of mine that seems to be reoccurring and contributing to why they become so rambly. Sorry, is because it really feels like sometimes I start a conversation, but I don't necessarily know what it's building up to. It doesn't necessarily have a goal, and I realize that I do that a lot. And so I wanted to sort of rectify that today by giving us a clear goal, a clear set time of what's happening, and talk about that sense of, well, here, let's go back to normal and wait, let's put on, why don't we put on some, why don't we let music, yeah, turn on subtitles too. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's the good stuff right there. Yeah, something that I've want to talk about is, I guess, goallessness, because all I have right now is a day in Minecraft, and Minecraft is a very famously goalless game. I mean, of course there's the end, but the end is not nearly as prominent and important in the gameplay as, you know, playing the game and enjoying the game and the world and what it has to offer, right? You have this amazing sandbox in front of you that you can do basically anything that you want, yet in my case I only have a specific set of time to do it. But I guess that's kind of you know, similar to reality. Not that that's a very nuanced take, or like it hasn't been said before. The fact that, you know, life is finite is something that is one of the most discussed things of human existence, and I guess probably all of existence, though I don't know how much two crickets can really talk to each other about existentialism and stoicism. I don't know. But something I was thinking about is, what am I going to do in this game? I mean, all I have is a day, and so I don't really have a whole lot to do anything. What's the sense in building a house? What's the sense in exploring a cave or anything like that? I don't know. All I am here is to really enjoy myself and have fun. I guess it really doesn't matter what I need to do tomorrow, and that's kind of how a lot of life is. You know, I can spend my time building myself up and exploring things, and there's of course a time for that, but right now I'm good to just explore. I'm good to just see what the world has to offer for me, so whenever tomorrow comes, I can know exactly what to explore and what to get into. I feel very much so plagued by a sense of goallessness, at least in my life. At least a misunderstanding of the goals that I have set for myself. This is a very good seed. Holy crap. This is like, you got a nice plain there, and then it goes right into an oak forest, and there's a spruce forest over there, and then there's a nice little mountain over here, and then the ocean. Wow, this is... this is not bad. But yeah, I feel very much so like I have a sense of not necessarily meaninglessness, but goallessness. I have these big, robust goals, but the more that I look into them, the more that I think about them, the more I realize that I don't necessarily know if they're my goals, or goals that I've seen other people that I want to have, that I've sort of taken from other people, if you will. Not necessarily, you know, the classic, oh, my parents want me to be a doctor, and so I guess I'll be a doctor. Not even necessarily like that. Just like, oh, Markiplier, Jay Schlatt, all these other guys that I really like and look up to, and at least at a time really respected. They're all YouTubers, and they all do this professionally, and they have fun basically professionally. So I should be a YouTuber, and I should want to do this and that. It's not only YouTube, don't get me wrong. I like that I have a limited amount of day and a limited amount of time, and I've already killed 2 things. I've mined barely more than what I've killed. That's Yeah, that's in character for me. But the direction that I want to take myself doesn't necessarily have to be particularly what I initially thought it was. You know, um, a lot of the time, at least from what I've experienced, from what I've done, is that I'm just not super. I'm not super confident in what I want to do. I have an idea, but most of that time the idea of what I want to do is reflected from what I see other people enjoying. The goals and meaning that other people get from their lives, I hope to give to mine, but I don't necessarily know if that's how it works. I don't think it is, at least. Ah, cool. Yeah, no, I'm not going to deal with that. I only got one day on this earth. I'm not going to be using it for that. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk a bit about. Sorry. This one, while the other ones actually had me looking stuff up for the conversation at hand, but it didn't really have me leading to anything, this just has me leading to something, but I don't necessarily have a whole lot to discuss the conversation at hand. Holy crap, an iceberg over there? That's a reference. So, those who know, and that's as well a little bit of a reference, but um, yeah. Goals are really difficult because it feels like you never necessarily have like the right ones. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels like that, but it feels like there are other people that are just so much more driven and they understand so much more about themselves and about what they want and where they want to go, and they never question it and they're always going forward. And I feel like that's a part of the imposter syndrome that someone might what the heck someone might encounter, where it feels like other people uh, understand so much more. But to be honest with you, that's probably not the reality of it. They're probably just as confused, if not more, and they're just going through a time where they're not. I think anyone that I've hung out with, at least at a point, has been confused and concerned about what they want to do. So it's probably just natural. It's probably no, no. I was gonna try and write you. It's probably just a part of, being alive. And I don't think that's really a problem. The direction that I want to... Okay, well, whatever. I guess I'm just not taking it. The direction that I want to go with this video is not necessarily one of self-help or telling you guys, hey guys, look at me, I think that we have enough videos on this channel about that. But I do still want to talk about goals and how people get there. Something that I've been doing is thinking of the end result and then trying really hard to do that and doing in theory what I should do to get that. However, I've come to realize that that's really a short-term way of looking at it. At least it seems like that's been the effect in my life. It has not been a very substantial way to achieve the goals, because what I do is I get really into it and then I get burnt out, or I don't I don't do it enough, or I haven't established myself. I'm way too extreme whenever things like long-term goals need you to be consistent. They need you to be reliable. They don't necessarily need you to be going at 200%, because if you're going at 200%, then you're just going to run out of steam. Not only that, but whenever you have these ideas of like what your goals are and you don't necessarily know what you're going to do about it, the goal should never be what the means or the means justify, and the end should never be the thing that justifies the means. I think I'm using that right. The means should lead to the end. That's what I think. At least whenever it comes to goals of self-improvement, right? Self-betterment and what you want to do. For a while, whenever I first got my factory job, I was okay with it because it felt like it was a natural step forward, and it felt like I understood what I wanted, and this is what it was. But as I've been there, and as I've grown and been with the company for a year and a half now, I realized that I don't think I'd be happy staying at this company, and I don't think that I'd be happy where I am. And that's okay. Sometimes, whenever you have to go about getting your goals, you have to just experience what you think they are, what you think you're okay with, and then go and base your life based off of that. I think that's okay. I've come to realize that the true goal that I need to be working on is not 100,000 subscribers. It's to enjoy the content that I'm making. It's to upload every day. Or not every day, but you know what I'm saying. It's to work on it every day. And to improve and be a little bit better every day. I think that that is the goal that I should be looking for. Hey, frick off. I'm having a nice moment. Get out of here. Get out of here. Well, sometimes you have a nice you're having a nice moment and a literal polar bear comes to mess you up. But see that? Your mom's dead. Oh, now you're coming. Okay, well, you know what? I think I'm just gonna end this here. Hey, can I tame you? Ow. No, I can't. Actually, you know, you can kill me. Yeah, I hope you guys had a good week. I'll see you guys next week, and I hope this one was a bit better. Yeah, I don't think it was as rambly, even though I definitely lost the track of what I was saying a couple different times. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good week. I will see you guys next week. I might be doing a collab next week. That's something that I'm thinking, because I've been doing a month of just different games and stuff like that. I might be doing a collab, and I might be going back to the classic MVM. So we'll see. We'll see. Hope you guys had a good week. I'll see you guys next week.